We have a few big games coming up for week 2 of college football. Some of them big games for different reasons. We have, that Ohio State Arkansas State game. Not a huge game in terms of who's going to win it. Everyone knows Ohio State's going to win it, but I think everyone's wondering, okay, where's this offense? This, we've been hearing, it might be the best offense ever. Certainly didn't play like it against Notre Dame. This is a chance for them to get right, whether they have Jackson Smith and Jigba or not. Get C.J. Stroud on the same page with all those insane receivers.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Put up a bunch of points and, show everyone that they still got it, and to prove that their defense is still legit too, right? Their defense played really well against Notre Dame. Keep it going, right? That's what they got to show, and this is a pretty easy layup game for them to accomplish both things, build some confidence, build some, continual growth within their system, make everybody familiar, and go from there. That big Alabama-Texas game. That's a big game.
Hopefully Quinn Ewers doesn't get his car towed again.
Yeah, really.
He got his car towed while he's doing his thing against who did verse last week? Or this week?
Yeah, well, I mean, he got his car towed during the game. It's been a thing. I mean, a few players have been getting in trouble with their cars and stuff over there. I think Ajay Hall had some issues with that, and I don't know what's going on that campus, but apparently the car situation is bad. But yeah, I mean, they better look out. I mean, they got Alabama coming in there, and Alabama's gonna be looking to smoke them. I think
Alabama's looking to just.
They're like 20-point favorites in that game, and they very well might cover. The Texas's offense is gonna be good. Their defense, who knows? But even if their offense is good, I mean, they have a young O-line. You got to go against Will Anderson, maybe the best player in college football, and then Dallas Turner on the other side, another, probably a top 5 pass rusher. He might be the next best pass rusher besides Will Anderson in college football. So tough test for Texas. So good luck for them. We got South Carolina, Arkansas. Both teams coming off a win. Both teams in a bit of a similar position, like trying to, prove that they're a good team in the SEC and rise above things. So that should be a great game. Definitely looking forward to that one. We got App State at Texas A&M. This is interesting because obviously App State, when put up all those points against North Carolina, I can tell you this: they sure as hell won't put up that many points on Texas A&M. I mean, they have all those young guys who are studs, and they're hungry, man. I mean, that defense is not going to give up. They're not going to give up 61 points. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Texas A&M fares against them. Should be an easy win, but also, see what their quarterback can do. This is another game for him to be able to air it out, get those receivers involved. So yeah, see what Texas A&M could become. Some people have them making the playoff. It's probably too early for them. They probably need another year or two. Let those, that best recruiting class ever develop a little bit more. But they still should be a good team this year. We have Tennessee and Pittsburgh. That is a bit interesting. It's going to be Pitt's the home team. Tennessee's going there.
I think Tennessee can upset.
I think, yeah, and Pittsburgh is the ranked team. I think Tennessee is actually favored in that game. I think it's like a 6.5 point line or something. And I mean, I think there's a decent chance they cover. I mean, Tennessee, that Josh Heupel offense, they get after it. So, and Pitt, they have a good defense. Their offense, it's lagging behind that from what we've seen. Also, week 1, I mean, a lot of teams have that problem, right? We talked about Ohio State having that problem, so that'll be interesting to see. We have Washington State at Wisconsin. Washington State has the FCS transfer quarterback Cameron Ward. Wisconsin's going to have a good defense. They're going to run the ball down their throat. They should win it, but it'll be an interesting thing to see, Wisconsin handle a passing attack like that, as well as what Washington State can do against a defense that might be the best defense that they face all year. Because the Pac-12 certainly isn't known for their defenses. We have Houston at Texas Tech. Houston, they just had that crazy win at UTSA. Texas Tech has another high-powered offense. It's at Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is currently favored at the moment. I want to say it's around 2.5 points. I actually like Houston to take this game, but I would not be surprised if Texas Tech pulls this win out at home. We got another SEC matchup with Kentucky at Florida. This has very similar feels to me as the Utah-Florida game. Another ranked team going into the swamp, right? Kentucky is having a little bit of problems running the ball, so they could pass the ball. They're going to be able to sling it, but it'll be interesting. I mean, they're going into Gainesville. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere having a ranked team going there. Maybe even crazier knowing it's a SEC team, right? So, it's going to be a tough game. Florida, I mean, they seem to be on an upward trajectory. It might be, where one of those things where maybe Florida is going to be a really good team this year and we just didn't see it coming, or maybe we saw it coming a little bit, but we don't understand the full extent of that. So, that'll be an interesting game. We got USC Stanford. The line is only 9 points, I think I saw on this game. I think USC is going to crush them. I think this is an interesting game just because I think this is probably going to be like their coming out party. I think they know that everyone's watching this game. This is a later game. It's a later game on the schedule. Primetime game. I think that these guys are just gonna sling it and really try to show why they're one of the top offenses, and Caleb Williams went there and Jordan Addison and all that. I think this is their big shot to
USC and Stanford tend to have really I don't know, they tend to have like really weird games though.
Yeah.
Because like there's times where Stanford eventually
it's not that good, and it's
not even that good. They're not a good team. They're not anticipated to be good, and then they end up pulling out a win somehow, some way, in some type of odd fashion. But then again, USC is USC, so and then they obviously with Lincoln Riley and everybody else that's over there. So I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past them if Stanford upsets them. I think Stanford can upset them. So.
Yeah. Last game I guess we'll talk about to preview is this Baylor BYU game. Both teams ranked. Baylor's ranked number 10. I haven't checked out the new rankings that just dropped. Not that they really matter, but yeah, both teams are ranked. Baylor top 10-ish team. BYU right outside the top 20. So it's a close spread. I want to say about 2.5 points. I think BYU is favored because they are home.
Yeah, BYU is favored minus 3.5.
Yeah, also the line's up to 3.5 now, depending on where you look. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be an interesting game. I'm not really sure either way on this. I'd probably lean more BYU. If I had to put money down, I would have, when I saw it earlier, 2.5, I would have took that. I don't like minus 3.5 for BYU. But should be an interesting game. That should be a close game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Baylor with Dave Aranda, he's one of the best coaches in college football. He'll have his guys ready to go. And, BYU is just super experienced. I mean, they have so much production coming back. Almost everybody returning, veteran quarterback, stability in their program. So we'll see how that goes. With that, I mean, I guess, we should